Hey, what's up, bootstrappers? This is Ryan Nickel coming at you with another Motivational Monday, man. Let me tell you something. Oh, some days, there are just days where I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to do the bare minimum, and that's it. And today I was kind of feeling that way, and I'm so glad I didn't. I'm so glad. I'm going to entitle this one, Listen to the Whispers in Your Ear and Talk to the Pink Flamingos. All right, so I was out door knocking today. I had my buddy and I, we had a property we're going to go look at. And I'm like, hey, you know what? Let me go with you. There's another one I want to go have you take a look at. So we drive out there, and this is a deal that I had, or a lead that came to me from code enforcement. So I took him out there and go, dude, I like this house. And I'm like, yeah, except both parents are dead, and no one knows where any of the heirs are at. And at least that's what code enforcement told me. And so he's like, well, let's go talk to the neighbors. And I'm like, I don't think anyone's home, man. Now, this is in a neighborhood where it's just like, it's a real sketchy area. And then you have like pockets of like nice houses. This was where they had a pocket of a nice house. And so, the house next to it was basically someone where they took, pride in ownership. And there's a bunch of pink flamingos in the yard. and so my buddy goes, hey, let's go knock on this door. I'm like, dude, no one's home. I'm not going to do that. And he goes, he's like, I have a good feeling about this, dude. Pink flamingos, I bet you they've lived here for a long time. In other words, like, you go down to Florida and like all the old people have pink flamingos. Not that that's stereotypical or anything like that, but he's like, dude, I bet you she's been here a very long time if she's comfortable enough to put her pink flamingos in the yard. I'm like, all right, let's see what happens. So we go, and sure enough, she's home. And she's the retired lady. She's like, pink flamingos. Anyway, we joked with her about that, and she's like, look, I just put those out there like 2 weeks ago. We're like, right. So anyway, talking to her, find out that, yeah, of course, both of them are dead. She's the one that called code enforcement because there's people coming in and out of the house, doesn't want to do anything with it, or doesn't want people there. And so she's like, I spoke to the son. I can't remember his name. I looked him up on Google, and I just found his phone number, and he answered and said he didn't want anything to do with it, to talk to his wife. He doesn't want anything to do with it. And so I'm like, all right, let's do that. So I pull up Google right there, talking to her. I'm like, is his name such and such? She's like, yeah, that's his name. I think that's what his name was. I can't remember for sure, but that sounds like it. But does he live here in town? I'm like, yeah, says he lives here in town. She's like, that's him. That's probably him. So I'm like, all right. So we go over and knock on the guy's door. Obviously, he's not answering. There's a dude out back mowing the lawn. I'm like, I bet you that's probably him. So I roll on back, not knowing what's going to happen. I'm like, oh, it's kind of a big guy. Maybe he's upset. I don't know what he's doing. So anyway, go and I talk to them. He's like, look, you know what, guys? I don't want anything to do with that property. I thank you for coming by. If you want, I'll sign any piece of paper you want that gives you full access to the house. Me and my wife have prayed about it. We don't want a dime out of it. It was my mom's. All these things happened, and it's your property. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, there's a small loan on it. There's some back taxes. There's this, and that. So all in all, right now on the surface, it looks like there's about $36,000 owed on the property between back taxes and the small loan. It was a small county loan given back about, I don't know, almost 20 years ago, 1999, for $36,000 to rehabilitate the house because the parents were kind of, I guess mom was disabled. So anyway, I'm like, what the heck? So I look all that up. I call him up and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to send a mobile notary over there with the documents for you to sign, and we'll just take it all out of your name completely. You don't have to worry about it. Anything that, you're completely done. Nothing. You won't be liable for anything. He's like, that's all I ever wanted, just that, and I don't want a penny. I'm like, I want to give him money for this. He's like, I don't want anything from you. I don't want to be a vulture. I'm like, dude, you're not a vulture, man. This was your childhood home. He goes, that's exactly right. It was my childhood home. How can I take money for my childhood home? I just wanted to be done with it. I'm like, oh, okay, man. So because I listened to my friend whisper in my ear, hey, let's go knock on this door, and there's this feeling that there's something there because there's pink flamingos, we were able to pick up this property today for virtually just $100 trip for the mobile notary to go over there and get his signatures. And looking at this one, all said and done, it's probably going to be about it's going to be a sub $200,000 deal, but we are into this one. We'll probably have to put about a good 50 into it, but we'll be about 80 or 90 into it. It'll be a very good payday for us. So man, guys, for motivation, all it takes is just one deal to change your entire financial future. So pay attention, man. Listen to those people that are like, hey, man, sometimes you got to go out in partnerships, man. Sometimes you got to do that. Because like I said, I wasn't feeling it. And truth be told, he asked me afterwards, he goes like, were you really not going to go knock on that door? I'm like, dude, I didn't have breakfast this morning. I swam a half mile. I came over to this meeting that I had, and I've been running, and it was like 1:30 in the afternoon. I was actually getting like pretty like, I'm gonna get some food in my stomach. So like, honestly, I might have came back, but right then and there, I just wasn't feeling it. But it's funny thing is, as soon as like that lady told me that, we sat on her porch for about 20 minutes talking. I didn't end up having lunch until about 2 o'clock, 2:30, because I was chasing this dude down and doing all these things that we were doing. So anyway, let that be motivation to you guys. Get out there, make some stuff happen, and don't be like me. Knock on all the doors you feel like you need to knock on, and deals will happen. This has kind of just been one of those days where just everything aligns up, and the just stars are being put, in order to make some more money in this business and help some people out. All right, I'm Ryan Nickel. I'll catch you all later.